Hey, it's Jamie with Thoughtful Horsemanship. This is a mare that came in for training. She's a little thin from the previous trainer. I haven't cleaned the stalls yet for the day, but I wanted to kind of go over some things with you with her. She's extremely shut down, and so you can kind of see she holds her head up real high. She's real stiff in her neck, and she'd rather turn away from me as I go through and kind of work with things with her. And so this video is going to be several different segments of just kind of what I've noticed with her. But there you kind of see she shakes a little bit. She finally drops her head a little bit, takes a couple steps closer to me. And I had worked with her a couple days off and on already by the time we did this. And so it's a lot of just kind of working with her. And so here I'm on the ground with her in the round pen, kind of working with her, trying to see what she knows and doesn't know. That's kind of been one of the issues, is that we don't know exactly how much she knows because she is so shut down. And you can see her head is up in the air. She's not, she's kind of on protective mode. She's not really accepting of people or wanting to be touched, brushed on, petted on, that sort of thing. So she's real nervous about it. I'm just kind of going through, taking my hand, brushing her, seeing what she'll handle or allow me to do. It's more that she puts up with it, not that she enjoys it. You can see she's real stiff, real tight, especially in her neck muscles, in her shoulders, and even up close in her muzzle area. She's real tight and tense, holds her lips and her lips and her jaw real tight and tense. A lot of wrinkles. And so a lot of things that I'll do with her is just kind of going through and waiting for her to relax, waiting for her to take a breath, take a sigh, lick her lips, that sort of thing. There she started to lick her lips, but she, at the same time, she kind of wanted to walk away. She licked her lips, she looked away from me, even took a step away from me. And there you see she did not want me on her right side. She got really bracy, even kind of shifted her weight back to go backwards. She didn't go backwards, but she thought about it. And she's tolerating me just kind of brushing on that right side, but it's not like she really enjoys it or wants me over there. And so there again, I'm just kind of waiting for her to give me a sign, lick her lips, just kind of letting her chill out a little bit. And then you see she puts me right back on her left side, so I'm going to go back on her right side and do some more. And so now I'm just going to kind of see what she knows with the end of the lunge line, or lunge whip, sorry. She didn't do too bad about this. She was a little hesitant, but not horrible. Still super uptight. Not real sure she wants to accept it, but she did. She put up with it. But she's not like real open to, see more about it or overly confident or anything like that. And so same thing, I'm just going to kind of wait for her to see what she does, how she handles it. And there she started to lick her lips right at the end. And then I switched sides, and she did not know what to think about it on her right side at all. She was not happy about that being on her right side. So I'm going to try to go in different smaller circles, kind of break her feet up so that she can't just plant them and be asked to go forward. By having them follow that whip and that noise, it makes them so they're not as scared of it. And there she started to kind of follow it a little bit better. And I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of flop it up over her back as she takes a step. But I'm going to let her sit for a second, kind of think about that. It wasn't horrible. She didn't go flying sideways. But I want her just sit and think about it. She put me then on her left side again. I'm just waiting. There she finally licks her lips again. And so I'll do it again, but this time she didn't want any part of that. She's more of one of those where she tries to tune you out, looks away from you, looks somewhere else, does not want to be interactive of what we're doing. She's not being rude, she's not being pushy, but she's most definitely not enjoying being worked with or offering more to be worked with. And this is just a lot of waiting on my part. I'm waiting for her to kind of relax. Take a breath. Take a sigh. Lick her lips. Do something. There she finally puts her head down, which is a good start. And you can kind of see she's kind of trying to like leave. She has plenty of slack in the lead rope, but she does, she looks off to the left. She's like, well, I'd rather be over there. I don't really want to be with you. I don't want to interact with you. She sees something that distracts her, whether it was a car that drove by or whatever. But as far as like being in touch with me, standing there waiting, it is not a priority for her. It is pretty windy on this day. You can see how her tail moves, so there are a lot of distractions throughout the day or throughout this process that I am working with her. And so here I just kind of go back, brushing her after she kind of takes a breath on that right side. And I'm just checking to see if she'll flex. And she goes right back to having her head up in the air. But she does flex, so I was really happy with that. I kind of sit here and wait, and I'm just touching her, and she's not really thrilled about that whole point. You can see she's real tense in her body language. Her head is up. She's real tight in that neck, real tight in her jaw. Her ears aren't relaxed at all, though she does have a back leg cocked, but don't let that fool you. She is very, very tight through her body, and there she starts to kind of drop her head. But here in a second, you'll see that she moves away from it. It's not that I put any pressure on her. It's just she couldn't handle me touching her anymore. And so I go back to it again. And there you can see she's like, nope, 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 I'm done. And so I go back to it, touch her, and then I release. And so that kind of tells me that if somebody's riding her, if they can't stand you touching them, how are you going to be on their back riding them? I want to be able to touch them at all times, because if you're on their back, you are essentially touching them. Your leg is touching them. You're sitting on them. If she can't handle me touching her, there's no point in getting on her. So I'm just waiting for her to kind of relax again. There she kind of itches her leg, which then causes her head to drop. She licks her lips. So I'm going to go to the other side. You see every time, there she flinched. But you see every time we kind of change directions, do something different, her head goes straight up. She's super tight and nervous again. She does flex. She's not great at it, but she does flex. There she kind of moved away from me again. Kind of saying, I don't really want to be part of this. I'd rather go do something else. Like I said, not that she's doing anything bad. It's just she has not had good relationships with people in the past. And so I'm just going to wait for her to kind of lick her lips. There she does again. And then we're going to go up on top of the fence. I just kind of want to evaluate how she handles seeing me up above the fence. She doesn't do horribly, but she's still leery about it. Still real tight. It's a little harder to see from this angle, but she is tight. And then she kind of gets distracted. She's not really with me. She doesn't really want to partake in what we're doing. She'd rather look all over and ignore me. And so basically I'm just kind of sitting up here asking her, not even asking her to come closer, just asking her to kind of hang out with me and relax. There I asked her to step a little closer. She wasn't super keen on it, but she did step one step closer. There she really licked her lips. Notice I still have a lot of slack in the lead rope. It's not like I'm making her stay there, not like I'm asking her to do a whole lot. There I'm asking her to switch sides. She's not real big on that idea, but she does switch sides. You see, she kind of tried to switch eyes on me, and then she tried to just walk off, and I said, no, you have to stay here. I wasn't telling her that she had to stay super close, but she did have to stay up with me. That lead rope is fairly short. And there, before anything else happens, I quit being up above her, and that kind of scared her coming back down, but it's all right. And so lastly, I'm just going to kind of see how she handles her feet. I'm going to take the end of the lead rope, toss it around her legs to see how she does. She doesn't mind it too bad. I go on then to pick her feet up. She is a little tight, meaning she doesn't want to lose her fight or flight ability. So when we pick up their feet, we are taking away their flight ability and their fight. If they're on 3 legs, they can't do either one as well. They can still try. And some horses can succeed to do it even while hobbled, but not as well. So stay tuned for more episodes with her.